Welcome the chosen ones. The cosmos wants the strike to land where it hurts the most, so karma waits. That's a sentence that only a few people really get. Most people think karma is a gentle, poetic consequence that touches people on the shoulder. No. Karma may be patient, smart, and scary accurate at times. And when it does get here, it doesn't come in a courteous way. It seems like a shipment that has been delayed for a long time, with interest signatures and all the concealed information inscribed on the box. The tiny click before a trap door opens would be karma's sound. And the craziest part. Psychologists argue that a lot of people think they got away with something that no one else knows about. But practically all of them end up facing the consequences of those acts. Karma doesn't require anybody to see it. It only needs to be timed right. And when that time comes, even the biggest ego starts to sweat like someone who just remembered something. The stove was left on. 5 cities distant. This film isn't about little regrets or mild repercussions. This is about the type of karma that follows a person around, like a shadow with receipts. The sort that comes back in ways that no one anticipates and not in the ways they bragged about. The kind that makes someone stop and think, wait? Why is my life coming apart like a broken thing? Jolliffe? Yes. It gets that real because some individuals don't merely learn from their mistakes. The same energy that they sought to use against you may spiritually reset, emotionally expel, and mentally reorganize certain individuals. And when it does happen, they have to whisper, "Okay, I believe I deserve that. So get ready." What you're going to hear isn't a rumor, a desire, or a fiction that makes things sound more dramatic. It's the honest truth about why that karma hit them so hard, so exactly, and so embarrassingly, and why they had no choice but to finally learn their lesson. First, karma doesn't come after bad people first. It strikes their dreams. People say that karma comes in like a storm. But the fact is that its initial attack is quite quiet and very intimate. It doesn't start by taking someone's money, health, reputation, or connections. It begins by challenging the lies they told themselves to feel better about themselves. People who treat people badly always make up a tale in their heads. I am correct. They deserve it. I won't have to deal with the ramifications, or the classic one, I won't be hurt. Those ideas are what they use to protect themselves. And karma's first act is to break down those defenses so that they are entirely open. People who go after someone who never did anything wrong to them think they have power. They think you're too weak, too innocent, or too clueless to fight back. But the first lesson of karma is to be humble. It shows them that the authority they spoke about was borrowed, transient, or even phony. And when that illusion breaks, they feel something they never thought they would. Being open to harm. Not the sort they talk about in public, but the kind that shakes them up inside and makes them reassess who they are and what they are proud of. People who want to manipulate others need illusions to help them sleep at night. They think they're smarter than everyone else. They think they can't be hurt. They make themselves believe that their lies are true. But karma is like a sluggish, dissolving truth serum. It makes people look at the fractures they didn't see before. It makes them face the truth that what they did was never right, smart, or needed. And that understanding hurts more than any punishment from the outside world could. This is why individuals get defensive, restless, suspicious, or furious out of the blue after being mean to someone. It's not guilt. You need a conscience to feel guilty. It's the shock of their dreams coming true. They eventually realize they weren't in charge. They weren't the strong one. They weren't the ones who had the upper hand. They understood that everything was based on falsehoods they told themselves. When karma targets illusions first, it makes the person feel cognitively rattled, emotionally broken, and spiritually open. That's when the terror really starts, since they know what's coming next won't be easy. Second, their biggest karma was learning that you were never the weak link. People understand the reality about who they were truly dealing with when they mistreat someone. This is one of the hardest things they acquire. They felt you were weak, easy to control, or easy to break. They told themselves that you didn't realize what was going on, or that you didn't have the strength, knowledge, or support to fight back. But karma has a way of turning things around, and when it does, the shock stays with you forever. Their punishment started as soon as they found that the person they thought was weak was not. This knowledge is so difficult because it makes them face their own mistakes. They thought you were underneath them, which gave them confidence. They fueled their egos by treating you badly, assuming you didn't have a voice, support, spiritual base, or strength. When things starts to go well for the person they sought to hurt, something inside them fractures. It's the moment they realize you weren't weak. You were patient. You weren't lost. You were watching. You weren't weak. You were becoming bigger. And that revelation hurts more than any retaliation could. It shows all of their weaknesses that they try to cover. It makes them think about what they did again. But this time they knew just how wrong they were. That humiliation is a kind of judgment in and of itself. People really don't like being incorrect, especially when they thought they were better than everyone else. When karma shows them your true strength, resilience, and worth, they feel the sting in their pride first. They begin to see you getting better, moving forward, or shining in ways they didn't expect. They secretly wanted you to have chances that you do. They believed they damaged things, yet peace accompanies you there. They thought they took away your confidence, yet it comes back. That's when they really feel the truth. They got everything wrong. You weren't the weakest piece on the board. You had the most amazing protection. Karma didn't have to kill them. It only needs to tell the truth. And the reality was enough to make them feel very small. Karma waits to allow them time to halt the delay, which makes the punishment worse. Karma is never in a rush. It waits. And that wait isn't because it's sluggish or forgetful. It's a plan. It provides folks an opportunity to think about what they've been doing and quit doing things that are bad for them. But most people see the delay as a sign of freedom. They think that not having an immediate result means they are immune. They push harder, lie louder, manipulate more, and act if their decisions don't matter. That's when karma starts to work in the scariest way. By letting time make every error worse. The longer they get away with it, the larger the hit will be. Karma doesn't merely punish people who are careless or random. It figures out the best time to give out punishments every hour. They think they won't have to answer for what they did. They're stacking the fallout. The delay is a quiet warning, but it's also a trap since people don't often stop to think about it. They are too busy enjoying the feeling of being in charge, making fun of others or celebrating little wins at someone else's expense. Karma doesn't hit like a little problem when it eventually comes. It attacks with pinpoint accuracy, hitting every weak spot that has formed during the wait. What they believed was safe becomes dangerous. What they believed was smart turns out to be proof of being careless. And all of a sudden, every choice they took without thinking comes back to haunt them in ways they never thought possible. Karma's delay makes the penalty much stronger than if it had acted right away. Karma makes sure that the lesson sticks with you. It makes them feel the full weight of what they did, which they assumed wouldn't matter. The weight gives life time to develop tension and make it impossible to evade the truth. And where the effects are so strong that they can't be ignored, pushed aside, or downplayed. That's why the individual who felt they could get away with it forever typically ends up feeling overwhelmed, surprised, and completely exposed when karma eventually decides to intervene. The more they disregarded the warning, the worse the wake-up call was. Karma's forbearance isn't kindness. It has a plan and a way to get there that can't be stopped. Number 4. The judgment they were afraid of from others became the judgment they couldn't get away from. People who hurt others are frequently afraid of being found out, embarrassed, or degraded. They do everything they can to avoid being watched, keep up the image they've worked so hard to build, and make others think they are invincible. They lie, change things, and control stories because they are afraid of being judged. But karma has a way of turning that fear inside out, making it something far more awful and unavoidable than any outside ridicule. People that are honest and strong think that when someone does anything wrong to them, they are just avoiding responsibility. They tell themselves that no one will notice what they do and that they can safely disregard their conscience. People don't always get what they anticipate from karma, though. It doesn't always show up as quick consequences or public shame. Instead, it makes the person live in the judgment they were trying to escape. Their mind turns into a courtroom, their thoughts become the prosecutors, and their dread of being found out becomes a permanent echo. They can't be quiet. They keep thinking about the bad things they've done, seeing themselves in every mistake, mischance, and unpleasant situation. The voices they were afraid of from the outside world grow overwhelming in their own heads. Every lie they said about you, every effort to control you, and every act of cruelty they did comes back to haunt them, making them feel anxious, guilty, and ashamed in ways they never thought possible. The most frightening thing is that this judgment won't stop. No one else needs to see it. They can't get away from it by moving, diverting themselves, or controlling other people. Karma makes sure that the terror they lived in, of being exposed, rejected, and called out, becomes inevitable, close, and impossible to escape. They are stuck in their own minds and have to deal with the results of what they did all the time. This is why the people who used to make fun of you and hurt you start to fall apart, looking scared and worried. Karma didn't have to ruin them from the outside. It forced them to face what they had always been most afraid of: the truth about who they were and the damage they had done. Number 5. Their karma was losing control over the story they made. People who lie, cheat, or hurt others frequently live in a world. They conjure up a story that makes them appear clever, right, and unbeatable. Every falsehood they utter and every rumor they promote. They think that every act of sabotage is part of a plot that keeps them in charge. They rely on it to safeguard their reputation, scare others, and keep up the appearance that they are always one step ahead. But karma has a way of breaking that illusion down with precision. It starts by taking away the power they felt they had over the tale. When someone treats you badly, they frequently think they can control how you see things. They assume they can change people's minds, control the results, and make sure that no one knows what really happened. But when karma gets involved, the story changes. The lies they said about you show what kind of people they are. The rumors they disseminate come back to them in ways they never expected. The tale they were in charge of suddenly gets out of hand, and the individuals they thought would back them up start to doubt, pull away, or even tell the truth about what happened. The true punishment is being unable to do anything. People who built their life on lies have to watch the truth come out and can't do anything to stop it. Every twist in the story that used to help them now hurts them. The way they feel in charge. The thing they valued more than honesty and morality is gone. And with that loss follows a mental breakdown. They start to feel panic, embarrassment, and desperation because they know they can't keep hiding behind their interpretation of reality. Karma doesn't necessarily have to hit hard or have big effects right away. Taking away the tale they thought they were in charge of might sometimes completely throw them off balance. When a constructed story falls apart, it shows their flaws, uncovers their lies, and makes them exposed in ways they never thought possible. When they lose control of the tale they made, that's when they start to realize that their own acts led to their demise, which they can't avoid. Number 6. The folks they used to joke with saw them fall apart. One of the worst things that can happen with karma is seeing individuals who used to support, encourage, or laugh with someone become witnesses to their downfall. People that hurt you typically have friends, allies, or co-workers who either supported their bad behavior or were involved in their plans. They thought they were invincible since they thought that nothing could stop them as long as their close friends were on their side. Karma, on the other hand, has a way of changing allegiances and turning people into mirrors that show everyone every mistake. The irony is really strong. The people who used to cheer for them can now see every joke they made at your expense, every strategy they had to exploit you, and every lie they spoke to go forward. These witnesses start to see trends, discrepancies, and the truth beneath the veneer they liked. People who used to think they were smart, charming, or untouchable now seem careless. Show how used and weak you are. Their laughter, friendship, and shared wrongdoing turn into criticism, doubt, and perhaps even quiet condemnation. Karma doesn't have to make things dramatic to impart a lesson. Just the fact that these supporters are watching, asking questions, or standing aside is enough to take away the sense of power that the offender possessed. Everyone who previously gave them authority is now a quiet witness to their failure. The fact that others they thought were loyal, funny, or unimportant can now see and confirm the breakdown makes them feel even more embarrassed and reflective. The depth of this hilarious effect is amazing. There is no need for fights, disagreements, or blame. When these witnesses are there, it makes the situation worse since it shows how the perpetrator misjudged not just your strength but also the awareness and judgment of the others surrounding them. The network they employ to defend themselves progressively shows how wrong they were, and the amusement they used to share at other people's expense develops into silent, unavoidable admission of their own failure. Karma makes sure that everyone who was involved, whether they knew it or not, has to face the truth. The perpetrator will have to deal with a public and very personal reckoning. Karma hit their comfort first since it was their protection. People who hurt others usually use comfort as their armor, including money, position, routine, or control. It's what gives them the courage to hurt people without thinking twice. They think these shields make them impenetrable and that nothing can hurt them or threaten their authority as long as they stay safe. Karma knows just where to hit first. It doesn't go after the surface things right away. It goes for the thing that made them feel strong. Their comfort. When they are not comfortable, their character flaws become clear. They can suddenly lose the money they thought would make them feel safe or not be able to defend them. When looked at closely, the status they used to scare people might fail or fall apart. People they used as tools to get what they wanted may grow cold, aloof, or even betray them. The cover that allowed them act so arrogantly goes away, leaving them vulnerable and struggling to get back what they thought they had. This is when fear starts, when they discover that the safety net they thought they could count on wasn't as strong as they thought. Karma is brilliant because it is so subtle. It doesn't have to hit with loudness or disorder. It takes away what people rely on most without making a sound. They can't hide behind their wealth, titles, or power anymore because they have to face their weakness. Every choice they took out of pride and every move they made without thinking about the repercussions comes back to haunt them. Their world, which used to be safe and secure, starts to seem shaky, and the stress that comes with that shakiness becomes their punishment. Karma's attack on comfort also shows who people really are and how they act when the things they depend on are taken away. People either break down, lash out, or run away in fear. And the irony is really strong. All the bad things they wanted to do to other people are now coming back to them in a way that they can't protect themselves from comfort. Their shield was always transitory, and as soon as it falls, they are fully exposed to the truth. That exposure is where dread, humility, and realization meet, and it signals the start of the reckoning they put off for too long. Number 8. They believe they damaged you emotionally, but karma made them lose themselves within. People who try to hurt someone else emotionally frequently think they are in charge. They think that their words, lies, and tricks will tear the other person down, making them weak, scared, or desperate. They think they've done well if they think they've hurt someone. But karma doesn't work the way they think it does. It doesn't merely give repercussions from the outside. It functions in ways that are far deeper. The real punishment starts within, in a place they never believed would be touched while they were busy attempting to bring you down. Karma slowly tore them apart from the inside out. Every mean thing they did, every planned insult, and every attempt to ruin your peace set off a subtle, never-ending chain reaction in their own mind and spirit. They start to lose faith in themselves. That pride starts to fade, and the person they believed they were smart and invincible, dominant begins to feel strange to them. They start to lose touch with who they believed they were. The falsehoods they uttered to get what they wanted are now echoing in their own minds. The selfish choices they made to make themselves feel better are now making them feel alone. They are not merely losing power or control, they are losing themselves. The best thing about this form of karma is that you can't see it. At first, no one may notice the difference, but the person who hurt them starts to feel it the most. They wake up feeling empty, as if their goals and reality don't match up, and they realize that what they've done has destroyed the fundamental foundation of who they thought they were. The saddest aspect is that they can't blame anyone. It's the natural result of the energy they put out into the world. It's too late by the time they figure out what occurred. They tried to injure, control, or manipulate, but things didn't go as planned. Karma doesn't merely punish people who do bad things. It fixes the difference between who they are and the damage they did. Losing yourself on the inside is a much harder lesson than anything that happens on the outside, and it's the part that hurts them the most. The quiet reckoning shakes them up and makes them always aware of the harm they've done to themselves and others. Number 9. Karma didn't affect their lives. It hit their image. The worst kind of karma doesn't hit you from the outside. It doesn't hit their bank account, reputation, or social circle first. It strikes their image. It makes people see themselves plainly, without the falsehoods, illusions, and filters they've been using to hide. This moment is terrible for someone who has hurt other people. They spend years building their identities, making up stories that explain every bad decision, and telling themselves that they are smart, safe, or right. Karma doesn't have to ruin their environment. It just takes off the masks and shows them the reality about who they are. This fight is hard because it is personal. No one else needs to see it, unlike being in public. It is within, unending, and impossible to avoid. They start to see that their conduct isn't always the same. The echoes of every falsehood and the heaviness of every deed that hurt someone else. They don't see the person they thought they were in the mirror. It's a person who has been hollowed out by pride, brutality, and lies. That self-awareness, when they have to deal with it, is their punishment. They know that the authority they had was just transitory. They wanted respect, but it was conditional, and they thought they had control, but it was a weak illusion. The power of karma comes from how accurately it hits the reflection. It doesn't simply make you feel bad or get in the way, it breaks your ego. They can't lie to themselves anymore. As they realize their own defects, the truth of their own decisions, and the devastation they caused, the psychological weight they felt was far greater than anything outside of them. When someone can see themselves clearly, they start to feel scared. They know how big what they've done is, how useless it is to hide, and how unavoidable the repercussions are that they can no longer deny. Karma didn't have to hunt them, threaten them, or get involved in their lives in a big way. It only forced them to face themselves. And for someone who loved lying, tricking, and controlling other people, looking at that reflection is a reckoning that goes deeper than anything else. Karma number 10 showed them how much power you really had without you doing anything. For someone who tried to hurt you, the most startling thing is finding out that you have more power than they ever thought. They used all their efforts to plan, manipulate, and try to control the story, thinking they were in charge of everything. Every move they made against you was meant to make you weaker, less stable, or more open to attack. But without you actively fighting back or planning against them, things started to change in your favor, and they could only watch. That is how cruelly accurate karma is. You don't always have to become involved. It works well and silently, telling them things they never wanted to know. This kind of cosmic justice is terrible because it shows how wrong they were. They thought you were weak, stupid, or didn't know what was going on. But they were entirely mistaken about what they thought. They couldn't see how you were constructing, watching, and getting in line with them. They attempted to stop you from getting opportunities that came your way. People who used to disbelieve or dismiss you began to see how valuable you are. Things that should have been problems turned out to be opportunities for development, strength, and visibility. The cosmos was silently moving the scales in your favor every time they believed they were winning. Seeing this happen is a kind of punishment in and of itself. They see doors opening for you as they try to take charge. They witness someone they tried to bring down getting fame, respect, or success. Their attempts to get in the way or cause trouble are no longer important. The energy they expended against you merely shows how bad they are at what they do. The fact that you are getting better while they are getting worse makes the embarrassment much worse. Karma doesn't only make things right. It makes people more conscious. It shows them that the person they thought was weak and wanted to hurt was never really weak. You never had to fight back directly. Your strength, tolerance, and understanding of the realities of life were all you needed. And as they see you climb effortlessly, they can't overlook the power they underestimated, the strength they rejected, and the truth that all their hard work was for nothing in the end. Their attempts to hurt you become proof against them. People who want to hurt someone else typically think that their acts are smart, undetectable, or untouchable. They lie, cheat, and plan to hurt others, assuming that no one would notice or be able to find out what they did. They don't realize that every step they take leaves a mark. Every lie, every rumor, and every trick becomes a piece of proof. And karma has a way of bringing that path right back to them. The very energy and desire they put into attempting to hurt you is what proves they did something wrong, and now they are exposed in ways they never expected. This is the beauty of karmic justice. It doesn't necessarily need outside witnesses or repercussions right away. Their own acts become clear. People can see it if they look attentively, and they generally see it first. Every lie they said to keep you from getting forward. Every effort to ruin chances that were meant for you. The flow of life keeps track of every piece of energy that is used to bring you down. And when the time is perfect, those deeds come back as clear proof of both their aim and their failure. They believed they had won in private, but now everyone can see their wrongdoings. And nothing hurts more than knowing that all the work they did to hurt you just proved their guilt. The irony is that the more aggressive and sneaky they were in attempting to hurt you, the more their proof becomes clear. Their own plans, which were meant to hurt people, show the reality about who they are. Others who know you well, such friends, co-workers, or even just others who see you around, start to notice the trends. Seeing the difference between who they say they are and what they really did. Even without direct assistance, the world makes sure that their attempts to hurt you leave a record of their blunders that they can't hide anymore. By the time they realize it's too late, they've already made their own case against themselves, and karma has made it hard for them to deny that the exact things they used to hurt you have become a trap that proves they were the cause of their own collapse. Their efforts to harm you became their evidence. And that revelation is the most exact and brutal kind of retribution they could possibly get. The energy they threw out came back in a way they can't hide from. Everything a person puts into the world comes back to them in some form, and the energy of those who hurt others is very strong. People who propagate jealousy, cruelty, falsehoods, or manipulation think it will help them, give them power, or go away without any problems. But karma doesn't forget, and it won't make deals. The energy they let off doesn't just disappear. It comes back to them, frequently stronger than before, in a way they can't escape from or avoid. What they put out into the world always comes back to them, customized to their innermost fears and weaknesses, with results that are as certain as they are exact. The scary element is how exact it is. Karma doesn't only punish people for being petty, envious, or lying. It punishes them in ways that show exactly what they were trying to hide if they were lying. Truth comes out and faces them. If they were jealous, they would have to deal with times when they can't do anything while others do well. If they were mean, they would be rejected, alone, or betrayed. The cosmos doesn't give you a lesson that applies to everyone. It gives you a mirror, and the reflection is perfect. They can't get away from it, run away from it, or change the way they see it. This kind of karma is especially scary since it doesn't need witnesses. The effects are both internal and outward, and they may be seen in the fissures that grow in their relationships, jobs, and peace of mind. The energy people put out comes back like a boomerang, striking not just their situation but also their mind. They start to understand how every action, phrase, and intention affects them. And the more they attempt to make sense of it or reject it, the more it hurts. The fact that it doesn't take any effort from the person they hurt is what makes it so scary. Karma just does its thing. The very energy they thought they were putting out as a weapon is what returns back to destroy their feeling of safety, stability, and dominance. And when it hits, there is no way to hide, get away, or make excuses. They can't get away from the intensity when it comes back. And the fact that they made their own trap leaves them shocked, humbled, and fully aware that the cosmos can't be tricked. That karma was seeing you rise as they fell apart without saying a word. One of the most intense types of karmic justice is neither noisy or disorderly. It's private, quiet, and quite embarrassing. You see someone you sought to hurt get stronger, do well, and prosper as your own world falls apart. People who are mean to others typically think that if they push, trick, or undermine them enough, they will win. They imagine that their target will give up or possibly give up when things become tough. But karma has a way of changing things in the most painful and poetic way. It lets them see you get well while their own life falls apart. This kind of karmic retribution is subtle yet very bad because it doesn't need confrontation. They don't need to be slapped, humiliated, or exposed directly. Just watching you make progress is enough to make them nervous. Every success you have, every opportunity that comes your way, and every praise or blessing you receive is a reminder that they were wrong. They watch your confidence rising, your power growing, and your serenity and happiness growing, and they can't do anything about it. Their plans to become involved were useless. Their machinations were useless, and their power was entirely broken. The actual pain comes from the difference. They are never ready for the struggles, scrambling, or weight of the repercussions. Did you go on? Of course. They believed they could break this individual, but today they are doing great without any trouble. Every mistake they make while attempting to get back on track or take charge shows how stable, strong, and unshakable you are. As you rise, their world quietly falls apart, which makes it even more obvious. Seeing someone they previously attempted to hurt prosper is a punishment that no fight or retaliation could match. It makes them face the truth about what they did. They made a mistake in their calculations. They didn't think it would be so bad, and they never had control. Karma doesn't have to yell. It just lets them see your success and their collapse side by side, with no way to escape, no justification, and no ability to go back in time. Their reckoning comes from watching you win without saying a word. Number. Karma forced them face the thing they were most afraid of. Individuals who hurt other individuals should be held accountable. The most frightening thing isn't being humiliated in public, losing money, or being rejected by friends. It's being responsible. The hard, unarguable reality that they are in charge of what happens as a result of what they do. They spend their lives blaming others, making up stories, and hiding behind falsehoods to escape this moment. But karma has a way of putting folks in a situation where they can't make excuses anymore. When it comes, responsibility is worse than any penalty since it can't be avoided, is personal, and lasts forever. Karma doesn't merely punish them on the outside. It makes them think about the decisions they made and how each one led to the end of the life they believed they had control over. Every lie they uttered, every manipulation, and every attempt to hurt someone else comes back to show that they caused their own demise, not shame or disgrace. You can't disregard, pass off, or shift responsibility to someone else. It takes away all their pretense and shows them what they really did and what happened as a result. The moment they are held responsible, it seems like the cosmos has taken away all the safety nets they counted on. They feel more vulnerable than they ever thought they could, and that vulnerability shocks them to their core. No one needs to blame anyone. The proof is in the actual world. They are live with the chances they missed, the relationships they hurt, and the peace they lost. The weight of duty never lets up, and they have to face the truth that they can't lie, cheat, or avoid this reckoning. Karma is brilliant because it is always on time and precise. Accountability typically comes after the delay that they thought was immunity, making it feel like it is unavoidable and inescapable. They understand too late that they were never above the rule of cause and consequence. The dread they had all along, the fear of being found out for who they really are, comes true. This leaves them shocked, humbled, and painfully aware that every mistake they made that they didn't notice produced the trap they are now in. Being held accountable is the most important karmic lesson. It changes them forever and doesn't let them deny it. It makes them face the truth they attempted to avoid their whole life. Karma is not only about luck, chance, or simple cause and consequence. It is a strong, steady force that moves with purpose, patience, and an unsurpassed level of accuracy. Every falsehood, every action, and every attempt to hurt or control someone else will come back to haunt the person who did it, often in ways that are too big to ignore. From the end of their illusions to the realization of their own mistakes, from the quiet loss of their comfort to the indisputable power you always had. Karma acts softly yet powerfully, bringing about results that show the actual essence of a person's deeds. People who try to injure you are most scared of the fact that you don't always have to confront them directly or punish them openly. Sometimes the most powerful and lasting lessons come from losing control, facing your own reflection, and being held accountable. Karma makes sure that the person who thought you were weak gets the whole truth. You were never weak, you never had to battle to go ahead, and the strength, resilience, and clarity you had were always too much for them to understand. It doesn't just make things right, it also brings attention to every mistake, makes every bad decision seem worse, and puts the person who hurt you completely open to the repercussions of their own actions. The ascent of the innocent, the fall of the manipulator, and the calm, inexorable justice that follows is a narrative of exactness, timing, and complete fairness. Even while it may not seem fair to the person who caused the commotion, this is more than simply a lesson for them in the end. Anyone who sees it will remember that life is all about balance and never forgets the energy we send out into the world. The cosmos has a way of making sure that truth always comes out and that people who try to hurt others finally get what they deserve. Karma's power is quiet, unending, and impossible to deny. It is the ultimate leveler between those who behave with honesty and others who act out of selfishness. If you thought this video was compelling and eye-opening, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the hidden realities of life. If this video made you think, please leave a comment below and share it with someone who needs to learn about karma. Stay attentive, stay strong, and don't forget that the universe always keeps track of everything. May God bless you.